So, hello everyone, I'm Mondon here, and welcome to my review of Tekken episode 9, season 2, episode 34 in total. I thought that was a pretty good episode. It was slow in the beginning, and I know I said everything, but it's slow, okay? Like, the manga is much better. It really is. Like, you see that they waited like 3.5 4 years to do this anime, and they're really padding out everything, and I almost hit every week in the same this week, right? Yeah, but they were just padding it out, like, in the beginning. Not a bad episode, but I felt that it could be better, right? I think that's fair to say, and I think that a lot of people say, oh, it's the best anime ever, and so on. Yeah, it's pretty good, but like, it could be better. The thing is that, even if this was the best anime ever, it's not perfect, right? I think that's what I want to say. I think primarily because I just like, I don't lie about it, I don't do those fanboy things, right? I see how it is, I try to do it as objectively as I can. I hope I do the best as I can, and then I send this stuff, and I'm like, this could always be better. So, I think even if this was the best anime this season, but it could still be better. Right? Everything else is better. This is my mentality. Everything can always be better, right? You always strive for perfection. You can reach that's how you compare everything, adapting, learning, and so on. Right? So anyway, I feel that this beginning here is pretty slow. It really is, and it's just like this is anime's continuation problem, right? I just looked over it, and I looked at different images again after I did my live reaction. I seen it twice, actually. I seen it first on pure Japanese, and then with subtitles, and then I looked at it quickly again for the news. I watched the episode like 2.5 times today already before I did this review. So the first 10 minutes aren't that valuable, right? And I think also my favorite scenes of this episode, and they're all in the second half, right? That's the problem, right? They're all when Reiner goes crazy, and I love that scene, okay? I actually really think that scene with Reiner going mentally insane is a fantastic scene. Really, really good. And it's much better actually than the manga, because manga is kind of brushed over too quickly, I think. Or, I mean, not bad, but like it's just, but you hear the anime really emphasize that. You see that was way better animation. That quick fast perspective when you see them eating Marco, to then just killing Marco and so on. That was great. That was a really good one. And we see how he goes like mental insane there, kind of not insane, but he gets the kind of like he gets post-traumatic stress pretty much, right? And he goes to PTSD, and he goes like, whoa, my friend just died. I didn't kill him, yeah. So he goes in for that. That was great, much better than the manga. The second half was really, really good in this episode. Like second half was amazing, but the first half was a bit slow. I think that's fair to say. And I don't want to put too much about that. I'm saying that like it's a little weird, right? Like I think the people are kind of like, oh, it's the best anime ever. It's like no. This anime has really, really good scenes. Like the Reiner scene, that was amazing. It's a really, really good scene. But the build up for that wasn't actually good, because they actually didn't build up that scene that very well. Like they used talking about some other random stuff, that they actually didn't build up that scene. So that's the problem, because it's 10 minutes for like building and building up that scene where he goes crazy. Than that for feel like, okay, this 10 minutes was a payoff, for that scene. But they actually didn't. Like the first 10 minutes were this random other, gibberish kind of thing, right? In Face, I would say so. So his mental scene could have been done at minute 0, right? The episode could have started with him being this, Eren, why are you mad at me for that? That is how the episode could have started. The first 10 minutes are kind of pointless, right? In relation to his mental, his gymnastic, right? Not saying that they're committed point. They're saying they're not a build up. They're building up that scene. So the anime isn't like paying off for 10 minutes to that scene. The scene is just great by itself, right? And that is not a positive sign, actually. I mean, it would be better if the first 10 minutes can be something else, like Irvin or something, right? Led by Irvin, Mikasa, and then we have this scene that could be an amazing episode. Instead, it's kind of like look at the episode with Historia, right? And we see Ymir and his Historia out in the snow. Then we see Ymir transforming, like after that information in the fight. That's the best episode this season, I'll say easily. And like the first half of that episode, it has nothing to do with the second half. They're like worlds apart in storyline. So they have to be good on individual basis, right? And they really are. Like they're a fantastic episode. But this episode is kind of like they're connected, but the first half doesn't actually like build up second half for a second anyway. So you kind of could skip it a bit. That's how I feel that. So I feel a little bit fillerish, right? They kind of just waiting to like get the good moment, like just go the one right away. So it really annoys me. But in all fairness, though, the first 10 minutes weren't bad. Like they weren't like, okay, watching this is boring. So, but it's a little like that, right? I think this anime has become a little too much like great moments more than just having an actual good overall episode. Like if you watch the newest My Hero, said it earlier today, that last 5 minutes there weren't that strong, but the first 15 were amazing. It's every damn second about Uruka and Bakugo, and it's fantastic. And then the last 5 minutes kind of like padding out with Endover and Todoroki and so on, but otherwise it's just really good. Like, every minute is good. Every minute has a value and has a point in the episode. This anime doesn't have that. This first 10 minutes are like, so I think that's very fair to say. When I look at the episode, say, okay, that has one of the best scenes ever in this anime, absolutely. But around that, and even after that scene, weren't that good either. Actually, so it's like 4 or 5 minutes that are fantastic in this episode, really fantastic. And it even reminded me, because I didn't even remember this in the manga, that Reiner had such a good like mental breakdown moment. So it was much better than anime. And the anime usually does stuff better actually in the manga. Season 1 is much better in the anime than in the manga. And season 2 is just there's too much filler, right? But otherwise it's better. So I think this was a much better scene here in the anime than in the manga. So I feel that was like, yes, that's a great scene, but does that mean that the whole episode is good? I think it's okay. Like it's a mediocre episode, I think, in total, right? Because the episode is like 7, maybe 8 out of 10, if I'm nice. Because that scene is like 20 out of 10, right? But the other parts aren't that good. And I know I'm interested in that, but it's like, I just can't even figure out what happened in the first 10 minutes. Like, just talking a little bit, Ymir and Eren and so on. But things that Ymir is just so like, I'm not gonna tell you. I think it's pretty clear, which is very interesting, but nothing to read. But it's very clear that to me at least, that Ymir is her own partner, right? She's like her own little, like Reiner is on one team from the home village, whatever they call themselves, right? The hometown, they say, and she's something else, right? But she knows some stuff, and then they have Eren, the normal humans, right? And it's kind of like, so they have a very interesting dynamic there, but they're in the end, it's very interesting. When Reiner's like, we can protect Christia for you, you love her, right? That's your only life and goal, so why don't you join us, woman, and we can protect you and your lady? It's like, well, like, that's very interesting there, very interesting. But the thing is that the first 10 minutes, even doesn't say anything really, progressing the story really. She stops Eren from doing stupid stuff. And, that's just kind of quiet about it because she kind of joins Reiner in Bertolt. Which makes sense, though, that they shouldn't read anything. It makes sense. But the problem is that she's just talking a lot, right? And it actually doesn't give us anything more new. And Reiner Bertolt sits in there. Don't fight. So the first 10 minutes doesn't really do anything. And then we have, of course, the infiltration scene, you have the mental, we have the, she's joining them maybe. So that is great. I mean, you do see, because I actually think that Reiner Bertolt is a good character here. Because it makes sense to me, because they aren't actually like the super evil, whatever, murderer people. They have some kind of agenda, right? And they had to kill them, but I think actually it's pretty good written here because it's like in any war, right? It's like World War 1 or 2, whatever, right? Or any other war, but I said World War 1. So we have like France versus Germany in the trenches, right, in World War 1. And the soldiers, or the warriors then, they don't actually want to kill each other. Kind of want to do it, but they're mainly just there because they're forced by the leader to go to those trenches and shoot each other, right? They gain nothing from like killing the other guys. Except they might survive themselves, right? So they have to look at Reiner and Bertolt, which I think is interesting, the warriors. They are just kind of, normal kind of teenage kids that is kind of like, they are like here, and they don't want to murder everyone else necessarily. They want to win whatever they are doing, but they actually like Marco. They actually felt sad when Eren told him that his mother was eaten. They're not like, we killed your mom, kid! They're more like, oh, yeah, that's bad. They're like, shit, kill his mom. They're like, we feel bad for you. They actually do feel bad for Eren and other people. They actually do feel really bad. That's where Reiner is, mental, his dude is mental gymnastics. He's like, he's so much guilt, so he gets another personality. The soldiers of the warrior is like, I'm best friends and I'm gonna save everyone there. So out of his enormous guilt, right? Actually, it's very well written there. He's a great character, actually. I think he's very good, and the whole scene was fantastic. And after the match, the only real problem, which I haven't talked about yet, which I think is a big problem is the animator, is that Eren's fucking sucks. Like, seriously. I get that Eren is mad. I would also be, I will kill you. That would also be kind of my interpretation of it. But it's really good. Emer is doing like mama, calm down, no boy. We just listen to them. Like you have to think this through. Can we fight them? We're injured. Obviously, have some kind of maximum capacity. How strong they are. I always have a theory that they have sun energy. That's how they, like Superman. That's how they get stronger. So their bodies can absorb sun if they're Titans or Titan shits that they are, and that makes sense that if they can absorb, let's say, X amount of sun per day, like 1,000 sun energy per day, so it would be energy joule, but there are, let's say 1,000 for sleep argument here. And if 1,000 is what you can get from being alive on a day or something, right? And obviously Titan can move at night, so they have to get sun to get the energies. And if you have max 1,000 per day, then and you can have store maybe like 10,000 in your bank, in your vessel, right? So it's maximum your soul or whatever. So if you transform, let's say that costs you like 2,000 sun, right? Sun energy. And after you don't fight times, you can do it anymore. If you fight a lot, you can't do it anymore. I think it makes sense that they have some kind of sun energy, right? And eventually you run out of it. So now they're healing, they're in your empty bodies. That costs them their energy. They're storing it from getting new sun, so they can show up the batteries. But they're not like infinitely strong, right? It's very clear. They don't have like this enormous, divine godlike power. They actually have a very finite number of energy from the sun. Is my theory. Like, set a theory. Doesn't even the manga. I'm just saying that's how I think it is. How it works, kind of, right? So it makes sense that he actually can't transform and so on. So you have to think about that and so on. So it's very like at the few moments there when he's thinking, it's like, it's right. He probably can't actually transform and so on. That is good. Eren is a complete retard. He's not a complete retard, but then he goes all emo, kill everyone, as every time. And really, Eren is so one-dimensional. Usually, it's extremely one-dimensional. It's always about kill every Titan. That's the only thing he says, right? And because it's like, Eren, I love you, pretty much. And Armin is like, Eren, because I love you. That's pretty much like it's very one-dimensional. I think that Eren is the main character. Is actually one of the absolute weakest points, right? And when you talk to people about this anime or manga, their favorite characters are usually like, Mikasa, they love her, badass Mikasa. They love Armin, smart guy. They love Levi. I don't think I ever remember someone saying, Eren is my favorite character. I think I never even heard that. And I do not think Eren is my favorite character by line. He's like number 10 or something for me. I love Hanja more. So my favorite character is Jean, by the way. I love Jean. He has the best character development. He has a real character development. Great character. Eren is extremely one-dimensional. Extremely. And I think this episode again shows that. And it just shows he's emotional. I mean, it makes sense that he would be angry. I'm not saying that it is bad writing, but it still is kind of like, man, I do feel Eren is annoying. And it gives me a lot of this like Shinji feeling, like random, angry, moody main character of anime. It gives me the kind of feeling of Eren, because Ymir is like, no, mama, calm down now. Let's think about what we can do here. We have to escape them or do this or this or this. Like, we have to think a plan here. And he's like, kill everyone, kill these people. It's like, calm down. You want to kill them? Sure, let's do that later after we escape, get the army maybe. And he's like, no, kill them all. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of Eren, isn't right? It's like, so I think that if anything, the episode, it's slow in the beginning, for sure. But the biggest problem with Eren is he's kind of annoying, if you ask me. It's kind of annoying. I mean, okay, he's emotional. Seeing the people that killed his mom, like they're indirectly killed his mom, absolutely. And they betrayed him, absolutely. So he should be really, really angry. But the problem is that being angry doesn't mean you're in control. You can be extremely angry at someone, or at people, whatever you're doing, but you can still have like an accurate, calm plan, right? You can still have okay, I'm gonna do this. Like I'm just thinking, if I was in the position, I wouldn't react like that for a second, to be honest. Maybe I'm dead inside, but I would be like, I'm gonna fucking kill you bastards. What is the best plan? How can I convince this woman to help me kill them? Because she can transform as well. Maybe use those guys, maybe use an army. I would think out of every plan I could to fucking kill those guys, as soon as possible. Effectively as possible, right? To fucking kill them. Maybe I would pretend to be in the team to, backstab and so on. I would do something, right, to actually kill them. I probably actually would join them. I want to know what his hometown is, so I would probably join them actually kind of figure out what it is. Or at least if I could move and so on. If they would time me down. If they let me be freely moving but following them, I probably actually would agree with that for a while, so I can kind of figure out what they actually are about and so on. And then I would fucking kill them, right? But Eren is like, and that's just like, it's a weak main character. It's just like emotional, very emotional, unstable main character. Right? And we've seen it in so many animes opposite thinking mainly on Evangelion, but or Eren as well. The kind of moody teenage emo kid, and that's like, I don't think it's relatable, to be honest. Maybe because I am very calm, even though I'm super angry at people. Like I am used, but for me it's more like, oh, you made me angry now. Like I'm angry for real. Oh, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna fucking show you. I'm gonna think as a plan here now, and I'm gonna murder you from like 10 years from now. I'm gonna kill you when you're sleeping in this. Like, yeah, I would be like, I'm gonna kill you guys when you least expect it with my powers. Whatever. Actually, like, it's pretty easy to kill them when they're actually not in their powers. So I put it in human forms. So I would be actually like, okay, this is good. I can kill them later on then when I have arm and limbs back, because it's easier to cut the head off when they're actually humans. I would think something like that, right? And here is also like emo, and I just don't buy that. I'm tired of that cliche main character. It's like shonen, emotional main character. For example, that's why I love Deku in My Hero Academia, because he's like an intelligent main character, so out with no quirk, and then I was like, okay, how can I beat this guy? What is the weakness? You see he wins a race, for example. Like, that's a great, like, those kind of things. Like, that's what I want in a main character more, I think. That feels more relatable, that feels more normal. Like, I understand he's extremely angry, but he's taking his anger and he's showing it in his, like, extremely cliche, like, okay, I have one emotion right now, anger, so I'm just gonna be angry. Like, that's his only emotional script, right? That's pretty much all Eren is doing. Titans, the people, everything was all about Eren, and because it's all about Eren, so like, no. Look at Jean. He's a great character in this anime manga. Amazing character. Who starts out, learns, changes his mind. Like, that's a good character. Or, like, even Reiner, for example. But even Reiner, for example, great character so far. He has this kind of like mental breakdown, guilt feeling. Whatever his backstory really is, right? We have this kind of like, okay, he has some kind of, doubts about what he's doing. Should we really kill these people, or we actually this war with them? Typical issue at being a normal person in a war. That's normal. If you take a normal person and put them in a war, and say they have to kill the other side, they're like, I guess, but like, do they actually want to kill them? Like, that's interesting to me. That's really interesting to me, and I like that. I like that a lot. But then I have Eren just screaming. I think all kinds of ruins it. Where at least it makes me feel, maybe it doesn't actually ruin it per se, but it makes me kind of feel like, man, the main character is so lame. So lame in a way. And I have to say that I always wish that Eren never got any powers. I think this anime would be better overall if Eren was a normal person fighting these titans. And even can have other shifters, but he shouldn't start with the powers. I think they just made. If you read the manga, it's much worse. I read the manga after I watched the anime season 1, and it's way worse. You get the powers in episode 4 instead of episode 11, I think, the anime. The anime made it much better even. The manga is much even worse. It's like chapter 1, super tight. It's I read the manga pilot, then it gets title power chapter 1. Like right away. So it's like, I don't think that's a positive. I think that's, no. I wish he was a more intelligent main character, right? His anger is justified, but his method isn't that good. Like, he's not helping screaming at them. He should be plotting his revenge more than just like rage mode, like with no arms. Let me threaten you guys with no arms. Like, come on, bastards. Like, that's not gonna work, right? So it's like the Black Knight there is in the classic Monty Python, right? It's like, oh, you cut off my arm and legs. I can say fight you. Come on, bitch. You're like, really? You can't even move. It's like, oh, I can kill you anyway with my tongue. It's like, man, maybe you should return later when you healed. It's like, eh. So yeah, I think the first half was pretty slow. Amazing second half. Even though Eren is like, I think Eren actually makes it worse. Like, I think that Eren was more reasonable here. That would make it better, actually. Like, yes, people can say, oh, you're crazy. That's a good point. That he is like going crazy here, or he get crazy over here. But no, like, if Eren did his mental thing, and Eren was like, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you. And then Eren was like, no, he's actually insane. The Reiner is actually insane. And then Eren would be like, oh snap, it's actually just a mental breakdown. I can use that to my advantage. He'd be like, Bernard did this. Betray him, whatever. Like, he tried to actually utilize Reiner's weakness there, right? Instead of it, he just triggers him out of it. He's like, fuck you, I hate you, yeah. And then Robert's like, remember, you're a warrior. Oh shit, like, that helps him trigger him out of the mental instability, right? That's a horrible situation. I guess it's emotional, but it's like, it's zero in planning, right? Zero planning skills. Like, wow, Eren. if you have that much anger, use that anger in the right way, right? He never does that, really. And this episode is probably the worst example of, or best, I guess. Worst or best of where Eren is kind of like, he's a shitty main character, like a weak main character, I think. It's anger. It's just like, he has no character. It's just like an angry kid, right? It annoys me. It does. I think he's weak. I think the scene would be better if Eren actually has some kind of like, I see you. If Eren went from super anger, right? Super anger is like, fuck you, into this like, wait a minute. He is a mental nutcase. I'm gonna fucking kill him by doing this thing. And he went from anger, like control anger, into like even angrier, but mind focus on it. Like his anger would lead him to be like a spear, like a focus spear, right? Like that, right? That would be his anger. Like he would focus it. Stuff is like anger, and there is like that. This is his anger, right? Like it's complete chaos of anger. That is useless, and I can't respect the kind of character. I can't even relate to it. I feel like it's just so stupid. It's like a 5-year-old, right? So I think it's a weak main character. And I think it's very cliche too. I think like we have so many of those main characters in anime and manga and so on, or whatever TV shows, and it's just weak, right? Especially in Attack on Titan, where the other characters have high dimensions. Like we have Reiner with his mental stability, even is playing his tricky part. Bernard is like, he also has some trust with it. He's like, Bernard, remember, we were actually all warriors. Like no, and so on, right? And the whole thing is like calling them psychopaths and so on. Like the whole scene showed that they are psychopaths. It annoys me. Like the whole scene showed that they're the worst you're saying right now. And the only thing you're doing is triggering the guy you hate the most to go back into his like controlled state so he can fight you. So it's like, what are you thinking? Like, and you can say, yeah, he's thinking. I know, okay. I guess he isn't thinking because he's so angry, but it would make sense to me at least. He's old enough, experienced enough, he's been in a lot of wars and so on. And stuff like that, right? And by wars and wars, and he'd be like, okay, I'm so angry now, I'm gonna murder these two guys as soon as I can. But by screaming at them and getting them angry to you back, it's not gonna help. So it's like, maybe it's a little bit of, advanced thinking. It's a little bit. I was thinking he had to come up with this genius plan overall, but just generally, like I said, if he moved from super anger into some kind of like, okay, no, I'm like this anger instead. How can I use my anger and my hate for you against you? Okay, that would be better if he has a kind of, but at the same time, Eren is a weak character. And he never really has any character development or whatever, like he's just the same shit, aren't they? Anyway, a long rant, I guess, about what Eren's a bad main character. But Reiner's a good character. I like Reiner, I like to see Reiner. But I think it could be better also if Eren actually, this last point again, I said, so he's emphasis here. The last scene was great. Fantastic last scene with Reiner and with Reiner and so on. But the Eren part of it wasn't like enormously bad, but it could be better, especially if he actually adapted his mind a little bit was happening. And he actually, so I'm saying, yeah, he's like 10 in rage. Stay 10 in rage, but also plan something. Like, okay, I'm gonna fucking cut your dick off when you're sleeping, kind of thing. Like, do something about it. Don't stay in this kind of weird, like, max anger thing. It doesn't make any sense really. Like it's just like how extremely childish and extremely like underdeveloped character to actually act to it. Like in reality, you would be super angry. You would think and you will think, okay, how can I get revenge here? People would think every situation they could think of, every different angle of how they could abuse the other person, right, to get revenge. They would just start about that's just a big long way to approach life, right? It doesn't work. And Eren is supposed to be smarter than that, I feel. Like he's criticized as quite intelligent. Not the smartest guy, but kind of like better than medium. But I guess, yeah, he's also criticized as having zero emotional control though, so that is true, I get both. But that's why he's a weak main character, Like, it's cliche boring. Anyway, see you next week and have a great day.